Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at the features of the implant section, which plays a crucial role in the planning process. Let's start with the quick size adjustment elements, located here below the implant placement buttons. Without interrupting the planning process, you can change the occlusal diameter and implant length values by toggling with the arrows. Custom implant size changes will occur in increments of 1/10 millimeters. Library implant automatically switches to the next implant in the library list. After modification, the program will automatically suggest the corresponding drilling protocol, master drill, and guide sleeve considering the updated parameters. There is an implant rotation slider. It simultaneously rotates all components, including the implant, guide sleeve, and abutment. This is essential, for instance, when performing immediate loading protocol. Next are the visualization control buttons for each implant element: drill, sleeve, abutment, primary and secondary, and analog. Now let's delve into the settings for each of the implant components. Drill Management Menu. The Drill Management menu is designed for situations where you need to use a non-standard drill. For instance, when the sleeve is deeper than needed, choose a different drill by clicking the corresponding button, or edit the parameters labeled with letters. D stands for the drill diameter, L for length, V for the V factor, S for spacer height value, and O for offset. Adjusting the drill length changes the position of the sleeve, while changing the drill length or implant length alters the offset values. To compensate for differences in drill and implant shapes, you can adjust the V factor. When changing the drilling protocol is automatically corrected if it has already been created. If there is no protocol, you can create one through the appropriate menu. Protocol menu. Clicking the protocol button opens a menu presenting the editable drilling sequence. Activating this menu virtually locks the guide sleeve. Editing options for the protocol list include drag and drop drills in the list to change the order, adding or replacing drills using the respective buttons, editing drill diameter, length, and spacer parameters using quick adjustment buttons, and removing drills. Changes are saved automatically. If you revisit or reopen the protocol for editing, the system will alert you about potential modifications. The sleeve button opens a settings menu for this component. The window displays the name of the installed sleeve, and there is a button nearby to replace it. If needed, you can also change the sleeve through the Implant Replace menu. Following is the slider for rotating the guide sleeve. Rotation takes place at a designated number of degrees and is relative to the implant's hex. There's also a checkbox here to link the sleeve to the implant. If unchecked, the guide sleeve's rotational position becomes independent. We advise keeping this checkbox active. Let's navigate to the abutment settings menu. Here you'll find the following elements: a window displaying the name of the selected abutment, along with a button for replacing it from the library and a button for removing it. Next are the parameters for the collar height and extension angle. These parameters apply only to custom abutments. For library abutments, they remain unchanged. Among the abutment settings, there is also a rotation slider available. The program automatically determines the rotation angle based on the abutment interface type and the number of facets on the implant. The next button in the menu is Copy to STL Surface. This function is available for scan abutments. secondary abutments, and those manually added to the library by the user. Activate the secondary abutment checkbox to incorporate it into the project. Upon activation, if the secondary abutment hasn't been set before, the library menu opens for selecting the necessary item. Furthermore, a settings menu is available offering choices for reselection, deletion, rotation, and coping to STL. And the final element for customization is the analog. Activating the analog menu opens the library for selecting the required analog. After selection, a setting menu will be displayed, including a window with the name of the installed analog, buttons for replacing, and analog deletion. This button switches the type of analog between implant analog and abutment analog. The comprehensive set of features discussed above empowers precise control and customization throughout the implant planning process. Use these functions to achieve optimal planning results.